Next, we have Mariamm bringing us episode 4 of her series on the commentary screen reader.
Commentary screen reader, or the Chinese screen reader, has gotten really popular among blinds and visually impaired recently. And here, on the Blind Android Users podcast, we will have a series of episodes in which we will talk about how to use the screen reader and how to get the best out of it. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 4 of CSR's Basics. In today's episode, we will talk about menus, and it's all about what magic can CSR's menu do. So let's get right into it. Before we actually talk about things of today's episode, I just want to point something out that in the latest update of CSR, we do have some changes. One of them is that the rotor now works the same way as TalkBack. What does that mean is that now, if you want to get to the previous or the next type of navigation, because a lot of people have already asked about that, you would swipe up and down in one scroll. So like that.
Copy.
It's kind of bad.
Speech rate.
I agree.
Default.
But still, what you would do is simply swipe up and down with one scroll. It'll give you the previous type of navigation, and down and up with in one swipe, that'll give you the next type of navigation, and that works with web navigation as well. So let's go to CSR settings and see how we can customize menus. Menus here in CSR work the same way as TalkBack menus work, but with different concepts. So if we swiped down and right with in one swipe that way,
Menu.
it'll just say menu. This menu is called the main menu. Here,
More button.
if we press more,
Menu. More button.
it'll give us more items, and we'll explain that in a minute. And if we press more as well,
Menu. Cancel button.
the more would be cancel. So cancel it. This what we have now is simply the main menu. The main menu has every single thing that we do have in CSR without needing to customize anything. But
Menu. Cancel button.
in the menu, we would have everything that we customized. For instance, we could have like select all if we do have
Search.
an edit box and we want to just select the whole edit box for to delete it, copy it, or whatever it is. We could have the navigation menu, in which we will actually explain that in a minute. We will also have voice assistant if you want it. Or you could have something called an app. Open an app. You can open an app through the menu. But how we could configure CSR's menu. So what we would do is, if you remember from last week, we said that if you want to go to Dishow's program settings, we would open up the menu, or we would just go to settings, accessibility, and then services, and then Dishow, and then settings. But here I would open it through the menu.
Menu. Program settings.
Program settings.
Dishow.
So what we want to go into is
Advanced settings.
advanced settings.
Advanced set. Cloud backup. Backup and restore. Other settings. Menu settings.
And from there,
New notification from Outlook face.
go to menu settings.
Power. Menu settings. Menu settings. Menu set. Use multi-column menu. Checkbox unchecked.
So the multi-column menu. This menu is, you have a menu with multi-column. It's multi-column menu. So that way, in the right corner of the screen, you would have items, and in the left corner of the screen, you would have other items. Sometimes it's useful, sometimes not, but for me, I don't use it.
Customize the main menu.
Customize the main menu. So the main menu, this is the menu that opens up when you just press down and right.
Customize the multi-column menu.
We have the multi-column. If we checked this
Custom. Use multi-column menu. Checkbox unchecked.
checkbox, if we checked that, we could go to
Customize the multi-column menu.
customize the multi-column menu, and we would customize that.
Use the floating menu. Checkbox unchecked.
Floating menu. This menu would be floating, so you could just press once you touch a certain corner on the screen, it will just give you the menu. I don't use it that way. I don't like it that way, but if you want, you can definitely do that.
Floating menu settings.
We have floating menu settings,
Menu settings.
and that's it. So let's go to
Customize the main menu.
customizing the main menu.
G-Show Plus. G-Show Plus. ADD button.
Add. That would add any feature that you want to the menu.
Default button.
Default.
Navigation menu.
So we have here
Default button. Attention. Click. Attention. Clicking OK will restore the default settings. New notification from WhatsApp.
as you see here. So if you clicked the default button, it'll reset the whole settings that we actually have set up before, and you would have it as the first time you actually have
Cancel button.
installed CSR. I would press cancel.
G-Show Plus. ADD. Default. Navigation menu. List browsing.
So here it lists everything that you customized to into the main menu. So I do have some stuff that I wanted them. We have
Navigation menu.
navigation menu,
List browsing.
list browsing,
Read the whole screen.
read the whole screen,
Voice assistant.
voice assistant,
Extensions.
extensions. Now, you would have some stuff that are already there, but we will know in a minute how to delete them, how to even arrange them with a certain order that you want them to be. So at first, let's see how we can add something to the main menu. So here, as I said, we have everything
Voice.
that we've
List
already
browsing.
added, or things that the developer has added and thought that they would be useful to you when you're using the screen reader.
Navigate. Default button.
We
ADD button.
go to add.
Select.
So let's see here what we have.
Select. No command.
No command,
Plugins.
plugins,
Custom voice commands.
custom voice commands,
Tools.
tools,
Open an app.
open an app. So if we,
Select a navigation type.
for instance, press that, chosen that, select navigation type.
Added. Select a navigation type.
It said added select navigation type, and
Previous. Next navigation type.
it's already added. We don't need to do anything additional
Cancel button.
to
Select.
just
Cancel. Pointing mode.
confirm adding this thing. So if we backed up from this window
G-Show Plus. List browsing.
and we scrolled until the end,
Select a navigation type.
we can actually see it here. It's added to the items that are there. But there's something else that I want to explain to you.
Voice assistant. Read. ADD button.
If we press add,
Select. Plugins. Custom voice command. Tools.
there's something here
Open an app.
called open an app.
Open an app. App voice allowed reader. Enter keyword text box. Open an app. Cancel button.
So here, CSR gives you an amazing feature in which you could add a certain app that you want to add to the menu. Because for instance, you have an app that you open most of the times and things like that. So you can add it to simply you can add it to the menu and you can open it through here.
Android Q Easter egg.
So you have every single app on your phone. So for instance, let's go and add
Call log backup restore. Call settings. Drive.
Drive. Okay.
Added. Open an app. Drive.
Added open an app drive. So
Select a navigation type. Open an app.
if we backed up,
Back button. Reset. G-Show. Automatic browsing. Select a navigation. Open an app. Drive.
here it is. So let's see if we can find it in the menu.
Menu. Goodreads. Open an app.
We have Goodreads because I've already added that before.
Notification. Bottom. Top. Automatic browsing. Select a navigation type. Drive. Open an app.
Drive open an app. Here it is.
Send log. Drive.
And
Select a
there's
navigation
the
type.
Select navigation type. So this is the main menu and how to customize it. If you want to delete
More button. Cancel button. G-Show
a
Plus.
certain
G-Show Plus.
item that you no longer want in the menu,
AD. List browsing.
What you would do is simply
Read the whole
let's
voice assistant.
see,
Extensions.
if you want
Program
for
settings.
instance,
Suspend voice feed. Current time.
delete
Curtain. Notification box. Open an app. Goodreads. Bottom. Top.
the
Open an app. Drive.
for instance. So Google Drive. What we want to do is just long click,
Move up.
move up,
Move down.
move down,
Delete.
and delete. So move up, it'll move it up, and move down, it'll move it down if you do have something after it, and
Move up. Delete.
delete.
Delete. Open an app. Drive. Delete. Open an app. Cancel
You
button.
just
OK button.
delete it
Deleted.
from the menu. So this is simply the main menu. As I said, it works as talkback, just down and right. But there's another magical menu that you definitely will need to use, which is the actions menu. So the actions menu is a really great menu in which you could just do a lot of stuff, especially with copying, pasting, and edit box things. So how you can open the action menu with up and right swipe that way.
Action menu.
Let's see what we have here.
Clean the currently focused
We
text
have
box.
Clean the currently focused edit box. If you want CSR to delete the whole text box without selecting things and stuff, we currently don't have this in TalkBack, but what we can do with it is just select all and then delete. It'll delete the whole thing.
Selection menu.
Selection menu, we explained this in the copying and pasting. As I said, it gives you every single word, for instance, that as a checkbox, and you can check what you want and then copy it.
Copy.
We have copy,
Append copy.
append copy,
Paste.
paste. They pretty much work the same way, copy and paste, as we actually explained in the second episode, I think it was.
Clipboard menu.
We have the clipboard menu. This would have everything that you copied, even if you restart your phone. And there's a really cool thing in CSR as well, that you can back the clipboard texts into the cloud. So once you've reset your phone or reinstall CSR, you could get those back, which is great in my opinion.
Favorites.
Favorites. You can add things to favorites like text and things like that. And it's a menu.
Split editing.
Split editing. So split editing is a really cool feature in which you could just, if you have a text that you want to edit, it'll open it to you as an edit box and you can just edit it that way.
Advanced text copying.
Advanced text copying. So as I mentioned in the first episode, that it's a premium feature. What you can do with that is copy the whole screen if you want, and do some other stuff with that. We will actually explain that in the next upcoming episodes.
Advanced settings button.
We have advanced settings. So advanced settings is pretty much the same one that we did see. It has the menu settings, the timer settings, and we will know about the timer in this episode. Actually, it's pretty great.
Cancel button.
And then we have cancel.
Input method button unavailable.
Input methods. This is only available in the premium as well. This would, if you're in edit box and you want to change on the input method, like you want to use another keyboard and things like that, you could change it through here.
Cancel button.
So
G-Show Plus.
this is pretty much the actions menu. So now we will go and explain what is the timer, since we actually have gone into the advanced settings.
Advanced settings.
Advanced settings.
Advanced voice assistant settings.
The voice assistant, we actually explained that in the upcoming episodes. It's a pretty cool voice assistant that CSR has, that you can use it for voice commands and things like that. You could just let it know, okay, cisband voice feedback and things like that. It works pretty well.
OCR settings.
OCR, but as I said, OCR is only available for the premium users.
Timer settings.
Timer settings. That's what I want. So we'd go here.
Timer settings. Navigate. Timer settings. Announce the time. Checkbox unchecked. Announce the specified time.
Announce the time. If you want the timer to work, first thing we need to check this checkbox. That would make CSR announce the time.
Checked.
So we check it.
Alarm interval.
Alarm
Alarm start time.
interval.
Alarm interval.
Alarm interval, this is what you want. I mean, the space between every single announcement. So the interval would be 30 minutes between, if you want to, just 30 minutes between every single time announcement. So
Alarm interval.
here,
Alarm interval. Every 5 minutes unchecked.
you would tell them every 5 minutes.
Every 10 minutes unchecked.
It'll announce every 10 minutes.
Every 15 minutes unchecked.
It'll announce the time every 15 minutes.
Every 30 minutes checked.
And so on. So I would
Every 5 minutes unchecked.
check every 5
Timer
minutes,
settings.
for instance.
Alarm start time.
Alarm start time. So if you want CSR to start announcing the time from since certain time, like you wake at 6 a.m. and you just sleep at 10, so you don't want CSR to announce the time after that until you wake up the next day at 6 a.m. So here you would just specify if you want CSR to speak the time, start announcing since what time exactly in the day. Just because actually timer takes a little bit more of the battery, and sometimes I don't use it because of that. So yeah, I mean, if you want to customize that, it's possible.
Alarm start time. Alarm start. 0 checked. 1 unchecked.
So 0, it means that it's just gonna start the whole week,
2 unchecked.
the whole day.
3 unchecked. 4 unchecked. 5 unchecked.
Here CSR works with 24 hours thing, so it needs to, you need to work with that 24, 23, 22, and so on. So I'll leave it at 0.
Back button. Timer settings. Timer sound prompt. Checkbox checked.
Timer sound prompt. What does that mean is that CSR, besides announcing the time and speaking, it'll also make sound. So I'll leave it that way, yes.
Timer vibration prompt checkbox unchecked.
It'll vibrate, but I don't want that. If you want it to vibrate while announcing.
Reminder interval.
Reminder interval. So if you want the timer to remind you, I mean, if like you want, when it comes to 10, 10, 15, 10, I want it to remind me that it's past 10:15 or it's before 10:15, it'll just remind me.
Timer speech prompt checkbox unchecked.
Prompt, it means that CSR would speak. Yes, we want
Checked.
that.
Alarm end time. Alarm start time.
So here we have alarm start time and
Alarm end time.
alarm end time. So as I mentioned before, it's pretty much the same. Alarm end and alarm start.
Time. Manage timer.
So
Timer sound prompt. Checkbox checked. Manage timer.
manage timer
Timer tags manager.
and timer tags. So about timer tags, I still didn't understand the concept of it. I've already emailed the developer, but he hasn't gotten back to me, and we are still actually trying to make sure how that could be possible. Also, we cannot have 12 hours announcement. It can't just tell you 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. When it comes to 1 p.m., it'll tell you just it's 13 hours. Still, we want that. I do want that so much because I love 12 hours clock. I don't use the 24 hours clock a lot, but some people who use it actually. So it's there, but I'm still waiting for the 12 hours thing. So we're gonna back just to make CSR confirm what we did.
Back button. Advanced settings.
And it's supposed to actually make sound
8:48 p.m.
After 2 minutes. So we will wait until it announces the time. While we're doing that, I just want to tell you that CSR updates usually every single month, unless there's a certain bug that's happened. So it's just an update that needs to be updated. As I really recommend that you update CSR as any update releases, because most of the times there are new features, and if there's no update, it means that there are no bugs or even no no actually new features that need to come out to CSR. And most of the time the developer is trying to add new features and to listen to what users are saying. So yeah, it's still a good thing that the developer actually is doing a lot of work.
2050.
So here it is. It said 2050. So this is the timer. Simply, it just says 2050. And by the way, you can change the sound of the timer, and we will talk about that in the next episode, because next episode we'll talk all about so it's split into parts. We'll talk about web browsing with CSR, and we will talk about feedback and sound themes and how to download sound themes from the cloud, because I know a lot of people like to use different sound themes, which isn't an available option in talk about. So yeah, this simply was episode 4 of CSR's basics. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you do actually have any questions, do feel free to reach out to me or to the whole podcast at contact us at blindandroidusers.com. And I hope you enjoyed this one. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Thanks, Mariamm. And commentary is becoming increasingly popular on our email list and Telegram group, as you know. Thanks in no small part to you and your excellent series of demos. Keep them coming.